virtually impossible to find anything that's very interesting about taxation. There are not many good jokes around tax. In as far as you know anything about tax, you know that tax can get incredibly complicated. So it is very important to keep it simple, and I partly do that by carrying around with me the whole time something disguised as a pen that just has my name on one side, and on the other side it says Tax Africa. And that reminds me of what really needs to be done. Africa actually has a very respectable record of tax reform and of adopting new institutions. There is a rumour that when Kieran retires, he will be writing a book which will be called A Good Tax Man in Africa.
When I arrived in Bujumbura, the Transparency International report had just come out, which has said that the revenue authority in Burundi, or the tax office in Burundi, was the most corrupt institution in East Africa. The joke in Burundi was, at last, we're first in something. And of course, I think everybody will agree now that the tax administration is far from being a corrupt institution. So right from the off, Burundi has played an important role in the East African Revenue Authority's forum.
Many of our business people have never been at the school. They can maybe read, but they can not understand juridical language. That is very important to make it easier, also to make simplified procedures for them. We tried since 2009 or 2010 to work on trade facilitation and security, a fair and efficient revenue collection, protection of society and institutional and human resources development.
In last year we have made a census, and we found only in Bujumbura town we found about 7,000 of informal sector, and now we are this year we are trying to register them, and we have the target of register 400 each month.
Tax is quite a dry subject, but it also can be very political. And I wondered if you care to comment on some of the political challenges you face and how you deal with them.
I have great support from His Excellency the President, but also from the first and second Vice Presidents. In fact, you cannot do this job without strong political support from the top.
In general, we have the support of
Yes, we have.
The top political people. But we still have some resistance from some ministers who maybe need more time to understand our work. And that is it is normal, understandable. But for us it is very important that we feel that we have the support we need.
Do you think the government has adequately explained how it's going to spend the revenue it collects?
I mean, it's certainly true that in principle it's not the job of the Revenue Authority, it's the job of the government to explain what's happening with the money. But in reality, in some African countries, in fact, revenue authorities are better at trying to explain than are the ministries of finance.
You have to give an answer if the public wants ask questions about how we use the money. We have to give an answer. That is why I said we have to work closely with the Ministry of Finance so that we can be provided with those answers we can give if we are asked to give an answer.
We publish precisely what we collect, and we let all stakeholders and the population know that these are the funds which we've collected and which have gone directly to the government.
I don't know, but like as a Burundian national, I haven't seen really how the revenues has been used in education or health, or I don't know, like I don't really, it's not obvious from a local perspective.
I can point out that this money we collect is not enough to make so many development projects. We still need money from outside, but our aim is to reach a situation where we can collect so much money so Burundi can use without also much help from outside.
The economic research on this seems to be virtually unanimous, and there's very little dissent. Exemptions are certainly one way of attracting foreign investment, But they're not the only way of attracting foreign investment, and they certainly often do not rank very highly. Because there's a clear trade-off. I mean, if you're giving so many exemptions, you don't have enough revenue to fix your roads and your electricity and your ports and all the other things. Well, you have a worse investment climate than if you didn't have exemptions.
30 years, you developed a praxis. You do not need to pay taxes, or you pay less than you have to pay. And there is an administration who came and asked you to pay more. That is a change management. You have to. That is understandable that some people resist, and that is our job to explain them that things has been changed, and also to put in place clear procedures. That is very important. Procedures.